fascinating historical perspective, all of which is a wonderful setup to lead us into modular components, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. It's episode 28, and I am, as always, the Vacuuminator here hosting, and this week I'm joined by the historian of gaming, Boingo Rider.
That is a completely different YouTube channel. Please do not do this. We could be sued for copyright.
And the Baborian of gaming, Buster Corp.
Hi, we're gonna.
You're like glitching out all of a sudden.
Dang it! No, what I said was we're gonna watch Suburban Nights to laugh.
Oh, fuck off! No.
No. We're watching. The Boldly Flee.
Come on, we can't just skip one. We gotta go in order.
I would delete the channel if we did that.
Yeah,
I mean, you'd have a lot more time on your hands.
Oh, I would, wouldn't I? I could probably actually get videos out weekly again.
What are you talking about? You get 3 videos out weekly.
Yeah, but they're not helping my personal algorithm.
They're helping an algorithm?
Yeah,
I mean, I assume so, slightly, maybe, probably. Somebody listens to this shit.
Hi, Aki.
Oh Lord! So boys and boyettes, what's going on this week? What have you been up to?
Mostly been depressed.
Oh well.
Yeah, I've been getting hit by fucking waves of RSD.
Yeah,
You go sad.
I finally got the wizard video done.
Yeah,
now I gotta do the Forza one.
You did okay.
Damn.
Yeah, no, you didn't have
don't have the shark.
Yes.
That's still my technically only voice acting role.
Dang. Get you on, like, guess the voice, whatever the voice actor is.
Behind the voice actors?
Yeah, behind the voice actors.
Yeah, somebody make a IMDb page for Boingo right now. We'll give you $10.
I'm not.
I said will.
Okay, but we will.
Yeah. Nah. Unless you count what I've been doing on Twitch as voice acting.
I mean, kinda. It's sort of a performance, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it is more when I'm doing a slideshow.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it's a performance as much as being a wrestler is a performance, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you're sort of playing yourself, but you're playing a version of yourself with a very specific, focused gimmick. All right, if nobody else wants to talk about anything, I guess I can get into the fact that I had free teeth pulled the other day.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry I didn't comment on it, but is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's okay. I've just had really poor dental health pretty much since I was a teenager. I didn't brush my teeth a lot when I was a teenager. And I paid for it. There have been several cavities in my mouth for years, and I was never able to take care of them because I either didn't want to go to the dentist, we couldn't afford it, or I was at a job that either didn't have the ability to take time off to go to the dentist during the week, or I didn't have good enough insurance to do it. Up until just recently, I was actually planning to put this stuff off until the new year, but because I got a really bad toothache a couple weeks ago, I ended up just going to an emergency appointment to get evaluated and maybe get some pain pills, and they were like, yeah, you have 5 teeth that need to be pulled, 3 of which are infected. Your gums are getting infected, so so they sent me home for a week with what did they call it? It's like oh gosh, why is that term escaping me? It's like the most common kind of medicine, messes with your immune system.
Antibiotic?
Yes, they sent me with a bunch of strong antibiotics to get the swelling down and kind of stop the pain. And then I went back this Friday. I actually took Friday off. And it was really crazy because initially we had planned to just do my whole mouth. We were going to take all 5 teeth out. But I got in there and they were like, so we know you said you wanted to do it this way, but we're offering you the chance to reconsider because if we take all those teeth out today, you're not going to be able to eat until like the very end of the day. It's going to be like twice as expensive, and you're going to be here at least an hour. If we only do half your mouth, we can cut the time in half, and you can come back next month and do the other side. And I was like, all right, that makes sense. I'm not exactly happy about it, but that makes sense. So it was really interesting because it's my first major dental operation in like 5 or 6 years. The last time I really had anything done was I had to get a root canal in 2016. And that was like way back in the right side of my mouth, but this was all pulling teeth out of the left side of my mouth. And very, very different, though not as bad as the root canal. And I was kind of expecting it to be as bad because it's pulling so many teeth. And the first thing really they did was probably the worst part, which was just they took this massive syringe and just shot me like 8 or 9 times with numbing agent all throughout the left side of my face.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah, and that was probably the only time where I actually like really felt pain. Like every time he went in, it was like kind of a thing. And then it was just like 20 minutes straight of, and this dentist was like so fast was the most impressive thing. Him and his assistant would just go in, they would like break up the tooth, and then they would go out for a second, get the different tools, and then just yank the tooth out. And I didn't feel anything. Like there was some pressure when they were breaking it up, but I never got any like actual pain. And I then basically had to spend the whole rest of the afternoon just sitting around the house with gauze in my mouth that I had to change like every hour. And they gave me pain pills for over the weekend. They said don't eat anything hard. If you have to eat soft food and don't eat on that side of the mouth, and you should be back to normal by Monday. I'm scheduled to do the other 2 on the right side of my mouth next month, which was, like I said, it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it was still like a bit of an ordeal, and the right side of my mouth still feels a little raw. Well, not necessarily pain, just like that's fresh gum material that hasn't tasted air in a long time. But overall, I'm okay. I know somebody in the comments is probably thinking this, but like, there's been no mention of me needing dentures. These were just.
Are you gonna need to get like fills, like one of those like one tooth denture things that some people have?
They haven't brought that up to me yet. I would not be surprised if it's that kind of thing, but like I should still be able to eat fine without them. The whole thing is it's just like it's because none of them were like in a row. It was one tooth, like the penultimate tooth on the top right back, and then a tooth that was fine, and then another tooth that needed to be taken out, and a tooth kind of like right here towards the front, but not to where you can see it, on the bottom. And so I should still be able to eat. They were just like cavities that I let get too far because, like I said, for a very long time I couldn't get to the dentist, or I couldn't afford it. It's not like I haven't been taking care of things. I've been trying to keep from having to do this for as long as I can. Ever since I noticed that it was an issue, I have been brushing and flossing and mouthwashing and all that regularly like you're supposed to. It's just one of those things where you get out of the habit when you're a teenager because you're a stupid teenager, and now it's biting me in the ass. But it's kind of it's not something I didn't expect to have done because I've known it was my teeth were in a bad way for a long time, and I was just kind of waiting for the right time to tackle it, which is part of why I took the job I've been getting into over the last like 3 or 4 months. Is it has incredible government health insurance. Like the operation I did on Friday without insurance would have costed like $900 and something. With my insurance, it was $141. And the pain pills they gave me over the weekend, I don't know what they would have cost originally, but I only paid $1.75, and it's like 20 pills.
Yeah.
At least it's not bad. At least you're handling it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like everything's going well.
Like, honestly, I this time last week, I didn't know if I was gonna be on this episode of Components. I was like, I haven't been in the dentist in a long time. I don't know what to expect. I might be in a pain coma all weekend, so I'm gonna just leave my weekend clear and expect to have to, I guess, call out to Components. And one of you fuckers would have had to host it and send me the audio later, but no, I feel totally fine. Aside from just like I said, it feels a bit tender, I guess would be a good word for how the right side of my mouth is feeling.
Yeah.
That being said, though, don't be like me, listeners. Do brush your teeth your entire life and take care of yourself, because oh boy, not necessarily something you want to go through. And I would say that to anybody. Like, the first thing I did when I got home with like bloody gauze in my mouth, my nephew was in his little baby swing in the living room, and I just knelt down in front of him and I said, I know you probably don't have any yet, but please, for the love of God, brush your teeth. Yeah. But that was the most major thing I went through this weekend, other than seeing Eternals, which I won't get into because I don't think either of you have seen it, and I don't want to spoil anyone because it is basically lore the movie, and that gets very interesting. Yeah.
I thought that was just like. Oh.
No, it's like building up a lot of the backstory of the actual fabric of the Marvel universe.
Yep, exactly what I expected the Eternals would do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to realize people have gotten really into the hype of MCU, and now that they're just kind of in it, and they're going like, I'm not feeling everything. I'm just realizing, yeah, you were into the hype, you weren't into Marvel. Now that we're actually doing Marvel shit, you're going like, I don't like it. Yeah, no, you're not into Marvel.
Yeah, and speaking of Marvel shit, again, I'm not going to spoil what it was, but first time since Guardians 2, I audibly popped for an end credit scene. And it actually got some people to be like, what the heck happened? What is that? Explain? Like, actual strangers coming up to me.
I'm not telling you to say yes or no, but I want to throw some guesses at what it might be just to see your reaction.
Okay.
The actual Moon Titan as a possibility. Let's see. Shi'ar Empire or Guardian. Guardian, the Mohawk man of the Shi'ar Empire. I can see either one of them. You know, Shi'ar's people who know will know the Shi'ar.
Yeah.
In that same vein, what are they called? Cyclops' dad.
The Starjammers?
Starjammers would be that kind of thing too.
I mean, these are all good guesses, but it's not X-Men related, I'll say that.
Would I know? Okay. Would I know it?
I don't know if you'd know it or not. I think we've told you about part of it before, but I'm not sure.
Okay. I might watch it, just if only because of fear of missing out.
I mean, if anything, you can wait until it's on Disney Plus, because apparently they're getting them on Disney Plus real fast. Shang-Chi hits next week.
Well, I mean, after a certain amount of time in theaters, the box office just drops off completely.
Yeah, now with like streaming. Yeah.
That being said, I will say the cinematography in it is really good and like theater worthy.
Okay, yeah, because I know the director is like a pretty good director, like Aki and Meister. Like, oh yeah, she did a really good job.
I've never heard of her before, but I dug the movie, so I might check out some more of her work when and if I ever get time.
Okay.
Because when do we ever have time to step away from all this craziness?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I'm probably gonna watch. I'm mostly just excited for Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. I'm kind
of conflicted to go see.
It seems like it's a Ghostbusters made for
Ghostbusters.
No, here's the thing: there's like older Ghostbusters fan who just like the movies and grew up with the movies, but it feels like it's a Ghostbusters made for people like me who are a little bit younger and caught all the Ghostbuster stuff on like VHS. So we watched the movies on repeat and the cartoon on repeat. Then we got Extreme Ghostbusters. Like,
you've read the IDW comics.
I've read some of the IDW.
I kind of want another animated like Ghost, like a movie or a new show. I feel like that would be.
Why? Okay.
I feel like if the movie is successful, we'll get a new cartoon.
I personally think Extreme Ghostbusters had a lot of really cool potential, and if it was done today with the way action cartoons are done, like the He-Man stuff, the Castlevania stuff, the stuff that's doing really good, Extreme
like
Ghostbusters could do. Oh yeah, like a Madhouse American style animated show, but like Extreme Ghostbusters.
I think it was Powerhouse that.
Yeah, but like. You could do interesting stuff, and it would do over gangbusters because one of the main characters in Extreme Ghostbusters is a fucking goth girl.
Yeah, it already does. Extreme is already famous for that.
Like one of the best animated goth girls.
Is that where it started for you, or was it Evolution Rogue?
It's Evolution.
Okay. I didn't know which came first.
Extreme technically came first, but like Evolution probably saw Evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of Vax, I really need to watch more Evolution. I know like Vax.
I wouldn't say I'm not a fan of it. Like I think it's good. And for context, I watched the first 10 episodes and made a tweet about it this week. I think it's good. It's just it's heavily marketed. It's aimed at like a certain demographic from the mid 2000s that I was decidedly not a part of. And so it just didn't hit for me, and it felt kind of abrasive because of that. Like, I could recognize it was a well-made show. It was just like some of this lingo and some of these character types aren't for me. I do like concepts in it though. Like I like Wolverine just being like an older teacher figure while Scott and Jean are still teenagers. Like, I think that's a really interesting idea.
I honestly, X-Men Evolution kind of is like, hey kid, you're not old enough to watch Buffy, but you can watch this.
Yeah. Especially with the fact that everybody ends up at the same high school, even though they're like going off and grabbing people from across the country for the first few episodes.
I will say that's one of the best night crawlers though.
Oh yeah, cool. I really like the episode with him, like, in the, like, other than, like, guy who's there for a while.
Yeah, where they bring in Forge. That was one of the cooler episodes, I thought.
I'm trying to, like, think, sorry, because I can't remember this episode.
It also had one of the better Magnetos, I'd say, too.
Oh, yeah, the Magneto design was so good. Especially the helmet. The helmet was, like...
I only saw him a couple times, but he was interesting.
Because he's the kind of Magneto that, like, the writers went like, all right, we're going to combine all the forms of, like, all the characterizations of Magneto into one characterization. So, like, he is the megalomaniacal, fuck humanity, mutant supremacy kind of character, but he's also kind and gentle to the people he works with who are not, like, directly working, like to kids that he wants to help.
Interesting.
I kind of want to, man, I haven't...
Yeah, I feel the same way too, because my brain, and I was the same way back when I had Netflix, my brain always defaults to put on a YouTube video while you're doing something else, and it's like, I'm paying for streaming services. That should be my default, and like I should go to YouTube once I've exhausted those options.
But like, because YouTube is just, that's where my business.
Mm-hmm. And like YouTube content is these days is pretty like engineered to be addictive. You watch one after the other. Like I watched a shit ton of Toy Galaxy over like the last week and a half just because I fell in that algorithm hole.
Yeah, or just like, I like this person. I want to watch more of him.
Yeah, that too. Did
I watch any? Oh, have you guys heard of this movie called Lake Michigan Monster?
No, what is that?
Okay.
Sounds familiar.
Okay, so like, it's on Tubi. I don't want to say too much, but I think you guys would get a good kick out of it. It's only 70 minutes. It's kind of low budget, but in a fun way. It's basically, what if we take the Creature of the Black Lagoon and made a farce?
Interesting.
Really,
so it's What We Do in the Shadows, but Black Lagoon.
I don't know. I don't know what to...
Taika Waititi movie, basically vampires, but it's a mockumentary, and they're just
a bunch of
some weirdos.
Mockumentary elements. It's not a full-on mockumentary, but you can like mockumentary.
I was gonna say it kind of sounds like What If Zat was a parody.
Like, I think the best someone put it best. It's like, what if like Scott the Woz wrote a book, but like
hasn't he done that like 4 times over now?
No, like a movie that doesn't feature himself. like he was writing for other characters, but it's still distinctly voiced. I mean, it's a different voice, but like it's very
It has
Scott.
has that sense of humor.
Yeah, irrelevant. I'd say it's more Caddick or Scott the Waz, but I don't think Vac knows.
I mean, for a split second there, I thought you were talking about Kid Icarus. So
No, Cat. He's the PlayStation 1 boy of that whole little.
Yeah.
oh.
It's the
Is
generation of-
there a PS2 boy yet? Do I have any representation yet?
I think there's quite a few. I mean, it's the best.
I think Caddy's done PS2 stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there should be a PS2. It's one of the best-selling consoles like ever.
Mm-hmm. I was a PS2 boy. PS2 was. Let me think. Yeah, no, PS2 was my first gaming console. Period.
That actually brings me to like a point. I want to make a video about how like the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox was like the peak of game. Like,
Whoa.
I mean, you're not wrong because that was right when like big budget games had just enough of a budget to really do cool and interesting things, but not enough of a budget that they became conglomerate assholes.
yeah, it was at the perfect time where like, oh, we know how to use this technology and we can pump out games. You know,
Like the only thing I'd say
title.
about that generation that I wish it would had and make it a genuinely perfect, if it had the independent scene of like 2016 to now.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like I feel like the indie scene like wouldn't exist now. I think it's more of like in defiance of the big corporations, but that's just
Yeah, I know it is a direct response to the growing budgets of the 360 era and the PlayStation 4 era.
yeah.
Like it is directly like, fuck you, you don't need all this bullshit to make a good game.
And it's probably also helped out a whole lot by technology just being way more accessible now than it was back then.
Yeah, like Hyper Light Drifter and games like that.
Yeah,
Fury.
like Shovel Knight. I feel like that was the one that kind of like Shovel Knight and Cave Story, like ones that kicked off the modern.
It was a three-way punch. It was
Was it
Shovel
Meat
Knight?
Boy before that?
Super Meat Boy. There was those three of Super Meat Boy, Cave Story, and Shovel Knight, which was Cave Story showed that you can make a good game and make a popular game. Meat Boy showed that you can get good distribution and get people to play your game, and Shovel Knight showed that you can make money off of it.
Yeah.
See, listeners, I do know some things about video games.
Yeah, mostly. I think it's mostly cultural osmosis knowledge
Yeah.
from.
Because, I mean, like, there was a long time where I was like, man, I can't afford video games, but I'm going to keep up with gaming news because I find it interesting. And that was, like, I want to say 2012 until, like, 2017, 2018, somewhere in there.
Chose a good time to dip out, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because now it's just depressing.
Yeah, it's like, oh, everyone's getting into crypto now.
Oh, not even that. It's just like, oh, by the way, all the people that made the games that you grew up with and are major parts of your memories, they're dickheads now.
Yeah.
They've been dickheads for years.
Oh, yeah, the God of War guy.
Oh my god. Before Eternals, during, like, not the trailers, but, like, the whole movies, here's, like, some TV shows and whatnot coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, the theater commercials, not the
Yeah.
movie commercials.
There was an ad for cryptocurrency.
Oh, yeah, I
Not
saw
a
that.
specific crypto, just the concept of crypto, talking
I saw
about
that
how
ad.
it's like about uniting people and forging our own destiny.
I bet it was an ad for something like Coinbase or Uphold or another like crypto wallet service.
Mm-hmm.
Or
But it was
Robinhood.
like it was so repulsive. I actually said disgusting out. I just said that's disgusting out loud in the theater, and like the guy next to me looked at me. He didn't say anything. He just looked at me for a second.
Just like, oh, okay. Just another white guy.
Thank God he wasn't a crypto bro.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, what you say? And then it's like,
Yeah. It was one of those theater experiences because, like, when I went to see Venom and Shang-Chi and Snake Eyes, it was all in, like, relatively empty theaters. But, like, I went to see Eternals at 8 o'clock on Thursday. So,
of course,
like,
people.
it wasn't packed, but it was a pretty full theater. And literally until the movie started, I was wearing a mask, but I took it off to start eating popcorn. And, like, there was, to my left, a chair and then a group of people, and to my right, there was immediately a group of people, and there were people below me and behind me. And it was one of those theater experiences, try and focus on the movie. Like, up until, like, the last rush of people, there was somebody behind and to the left of me, or to the right of me, excuse me, who had like a really squeaky seat and kept squeaking it. And I was like, is that a kid that doesn't know any better, or some jackass who's trying to be annoying? Because if they're still doing that by the time the movie starts, I'm gonna stand up, walk over there, and tell them to stop, or I'm gonna get someone from the theater.
Dang. Actually, like, speaking of that, I went to the movies week, but it wasn't for it. It was for the My Heroes World Mid. It was pretty good.
See, I was about to guess that you went to see Clifford the Big Red Dog.
I don't think that's out yet.
I think it's out. Oh, it's next weekend. I just remember.
I saw it on Tuesday.
On Tuesday? On
It was pretty good.
Tuesday.
They were very, like, it was basically Real X time. I'm not even kidding. Like, you got a cult who's, like, on a time limit to destroy the world. Granted, it's not exactly Real X time, but has a lot of elements. Like I was expecting like Kamen Rider Eden's theme was to like show up and like dun 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 dun, you know?
That would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Very good production values. Movie exclusive characters. Interesting. I kind of felt like I wish they focused a bit more on the entire cast. But I'm like, it's fine because it's.
No, you got to get the 3 moneymakers.
Yeah, you gotta get the 3 Edge Boys and then
It's interesting. I should probably try and catch up to My Hero Academia again, because like I think I'm around the time of like volume 9 or 10 of the manga, and I haven't even touched the anime.
Yeah, I fell off right around My Villain Academia, that arc. Not for any nefarious reasons or me not liking the story anymore. It was just more of like, oh, cool. Oh, I need to do a thing? All right, let me just not pick it back up in a few weeks.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's kind of the same reason why I didn't keep reading Hickman X-Men after a while, was just like, I want to do something else for a little bit. I'll come back to this eventually. And I do that with so many things. I have so many shows on my to watch list that I have like an asterisk next to, you left off at this point. Yeah. Like fucking Clone Wars, Gravity Falls, Star vs. the Forces of Evil.
Okay,
I just happen to have this list up.
Continue that one. You don't need to continue that one. It went off the rails in a bad way.
I've heard that, but like I want to finish it for myself because I enjoyed what I saw.
Even like I thought like honestly, I think this might be an unpopular opinion. I thought season drop off mainly just because the plot of started to get more and more.
See, I left off at season 3, episode 10, or at least that's what my list said, and I thought it was good at that point.
Yeah, well then again, I didn't really watch season past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, the only things I think I'm caught up and continuous on is One Piece.
Yeah, I guess that. I really did.
And for us, it's just the Toku shows. The only shit I can keep current with is the Toku shows and the MCU. Wrestling, Toku shows, wrestling, and the MCU. That's it. Maybe we'll see what I'm doing in December. I might try and stay current with Star Wars and watch Book of Boba Fett, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll at least do like what we did with Mando, and probably
do a Boba special.
Yeah,
it's modular components holiday special. Feed Boba Fett.
It'd probably be more like the New Year's special, because I think it starts in the middle of December and ends at like the end of January, beginning of February.
Well, that's a weird.
I want to get caught back up with Digimon Ghost Game, because the first episode.
Yeah, I heard some good things. That's probably gonna be series where like, that's cool. That's gonna be on my list.
You're turning into quite the Digimon stan, aren't you?
I fucking love Digimon, because like when there's an interesting aspect of Digimon where it's like it's 1,001 things, and it just goes like fucking pick what you like.
Yeah,
because with Pokemon, it's either all or nothing. You like all the Pokemon or none of the Pokemon, or if you like some Pokemon, you get weird about it. You know?
And Pokemon is always the same story, whereas outside of Save the Digital World, each Digimon incarnation is a very different concept.
It's a very different concept.
Honestly, Pokemon's kind of doing that with like Legends and a couple of spin-offs, like Ranger, but like that's very few and far.
When was the last time we got anything Pokemon Ranger, though?
Yeah, exactly. But like,
kind of
go.
But with Digimon, we have Adventure 1, which is an isekai anime. Adventure 2, which is just a fun, goofy, bullshit slice of life show. Tamers, because it's the fucking Tamers.
Good shit.
And then you have Frontier, which is a tokusatsu henshin show.
The slightly less good shit.
Data Squad, which is a police procedural.
The one I left off at.
I like Savers.
Fusion and Cross Wars, they're just over there. I haven't touched them. And Ghost Game is a fucking horror anime.
And Try just didn't happen. Shut up.
Hey, I am going to watch all of Try, and I am probably going to enjoy it.
What about Last Evolution Kazuna?
Like, that's part of Try, isn't it?
I think it's like an alternate Try ending from what I heard. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
I watched the first Try set of episodes.
It's a movie and just got cut into an episodes for Crunchyroll.
I watched the first movie and it just didn't feel like what I was wanting, and everything I heard about the subsequent movies was like more and more, that's not canon in my mind.
No, it is canon because that leads to the end of Adventure 2.
I know, but like it does it in some of the most bass-ackward ways.
The ending of Adventure 2 is bass-ackwards. What
I know.
But then you have all the fucking games and all the other bullshit with Digimon, and it's just like with Pokemon, it is a very small section of like concept.
Mm-hmm.
With Digimon, it is much wider because like it's just not like cutesy monsters and living creatures and things like that.
It's almost like Pokemon. Pokemon is Super Sentai. Digimon is Kamen Rider.
Yeah, it's more experimental.
Oh, very much so.
Although, they play swap the two's popularity because they know Kamen.
Yeah,
but it's like it does a lot of interesting things. It tries to do different things, and you can build everything, and the V-Pets are just a weird, unique, interesting way to like interact with the franchise and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing. Like, Pokemon is reliant on the video games to make Pokemon stuff, right?
Yeah, like that's where the core concept generates.
A core concept of Digimon can come from any fucking place whatsoever. Okay,
yeah.
The V-Pets made most of the Digimon, created multiple systems and subsystems that are only in the V-Pets. Then you have X Antibody, which is a whole subset of Digimon creation. That is like there's Greymon.
Never heard of that.
There's Greymon, then there's Greymon X, which is a redo of Greymon that has like a thing called the X Antibody. And it has lore about it involving Yggdrasil wanting to erase the digital world.
What the fuck?
Because there were too many Digimon, and so they were only going to take 10% of Digimon to the new digital world. But
I didn't know Ryoma Sengoku was canon in Digimon.
I knew it was coming.
And then like a few Digimon got infected with the X Antibody, because that's how they were killing everybody with the X program. So they got protected, and several of them already had it because that's just part of their programming and everything. And then you have like a bunch of other shit like...
So it's like an anime version of the Legacy virus?
Yeah! You're not wrong!
That's amazing.
Like, okay, you've been watching me play Digimon Cyber Sleuth on stream. You know that fluffy purple dragon with the big ass feet?
Yeah.
He has the X Antibody.
Oh, good for him.
Barney has the accent sounded like Barney.
No, you're not wrong. He is very Barney-like. And then you have like concepts such as there's a digital god, and he has a holy angels. Remember the big pink angel-y bunny character from Tamers?
Sort of.
Digivolve from Lopmon?
Sort of.
Yeah, that's an angel and one of the closest confidants of the digital god.
Wow.
Then there's the 13 Digi Knights, including Omnimon, Alphamon, a bunch of others. Multiple dimensions, because technically, every single V-Pet that Bandai has ever created is also connected to the digital world, including Tamagotchi.
Wow.
Okay, there's a Digimon who looks like a tiny, round, bald dude. He has a tattoo right there, sunglasses. He's technically a Tamagotchi, as far as I'm aware. I need to go back and look, but like, yeah, early baby Digimon, they look like Tamagotchi.
And I thought Transformers had some weird deep lore shit to it.
They also made it. Yeah, no, it goes fucking weird.
It almost feels like at the summit, instead of the Marvel lecture, you should do a Digimon lore lecture.
When are we doing the summit again?
We haven't set a date yet, but it's going to be spring of next year. We actually need to start thinking about that, given that it's November.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to join in through video call if that was okay.
Oh yeah, we got to get you in. We're going to try and do nightly streams, so we should probably try and get you in on a couple of those.
Yeah, like maybe find a setup for it's like you guys bring your mics.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like Digimon goes fucking places, and I'm just going like, yo, you know what? Fuck it. This is cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah. I really need to get more into Digimon. I respect it and like its concepts a lot. I just experience more content.
How much Digimon have you actually engaged with, Buster?
I always start but never finish.
Yeah. I think that's just because like you're just slightly younger. You were at the age when like
also
Digimon had kind of evaporated from pop culture.
Yeah, I was during at Gen 4 like Pokemon.
See, I managed to watch everything up through the beginning because I watched like the first 5 or 10 episodes of Data Squad via the Jetix reruns.
I didn't have Jetix. All I knew about Jetix was re-uploads of.
Yeah, see, my family had DirecTV for a good long while when I was a kid, so that's how I got engaged with a lot of like 90s properties as a kid was Jetix reruns. That's how I found the DC animated universe, because they had Batman and Superman on there, and then like a year after that, Justice League aired on Boomerang.
I mostly did that's how I watched.
That's how I watched Transformers G1 as a kid, and how I finally watched all of the Unicron trilogy. There was a time back in the old Part 1, Part 2, Part 3 period where I watched all the Transformers shows that I wanted to watch, and I also rewatched most of the DCAU that way.
Not giving anything away, but Beast Wars may still be on YouTube.
I do kind of. I don't know. I'm constantly torn back and forth about whether I want to actually watch Beast Wars or not, because, like, every time I try to give it a chance in another way, it just doesn't click with me. Like, I bought a lot of the Kingdom Beast Wars figures, and only one of them clicked with me, and the Beast Wars comic that's going on right now doesn't really feel like it's for me, and Kingdom just... even Beast Wars diehards have told me Kingdom's not worth the watch if you don't like Beast Wars to begin with.
Yeah, I know, like, I'm probably not. Man, I have to eventually fries into way. Like, I'm really, I honestly, I don't think I'm ever good fries.
That's fair. I didn't even watch Siege, because, like, I just had a feeling from those first trailers that, like, this ain't gonna be great. This ain't going to be anything to write home about. It's going to be the same thing as the Machinima shows with a higher budget.
Yeah, it really was. Even then, the animation was kind of...
I mean, it looked better than the Machinima shows, I'll give it that, but, like, that's a very low benchmark.
Yeah, I mean, no, the models look great. It's just the movement was very stiff. Then again, the story didn't really get freedom, so... I don't know. What else is... yeah. Actually, I might as well reveal this project. It's not going to come out for like another year or so. But a while ago, I decided, screw it, I'm doing a every X reviewed thing.
I was looking for some things.
Okay. So like I was like the plan is I'm gonna do every Power Rangers episode reviewed, but it's not gonna be like. So the original idea was, okay, it's going to be like an hour-long video where I cover every episode. Now, I'm going to do, because I realized, oh wait, hard drive spaces, I'm going to do sections. So, like, I'll do an MMPR set, rest of Zordon era, rest of Saban, rest of Disney, and yeah. Because I don't want to just use pictures for it. I mean, I could probably, but even so, that it's...
And you're trying to do, like, ultra-short reviews, too, like tweet length?
Yeah, okay, so... The idea is, the video starts with an introduction, then the season I go, like, tweet-length reviews of an episode. Then I wrap up, like, season, like, oh, this is what I thought of this season, and maybe going a bit more in-depth with stuff. And then, like, we move on to this, like, rinse and until, like, did every season. Might stop at Ninja Steel just because I've already written, I don't know.
I mean, it's a fairly decent concept. It's close to Database Ranger's rapid run-throughs way back when.
I stole my idea from Ellis Mark.
Okay.
Also, like, if I was ripping off Database and anything in this project, it was his like charity show he watched at Wildfire.
Yeah. But like it's not a bad idea, and like I'm no one to be. I'm not like saying you're ripping them off as a bad thing. I should know better. I'm a guy who's ripped off multiple formats.
Yeah.
Heck, I wasn't like trying to do it in that format, but I kind of realized halfway through the script for my next video, which I finished writing today. I basically wrote in the voice of Dan Larson from Toy Galaxy.
I mean, hey, honestly, I think you're refinding your footing.
Mhm.
So, like, it makes sense that you would like look to others for inspiration to refine your own voice.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's
that's gonna be an idea I want to do. Also, another idea I want to do, which is just more of like a format change for currently. Like, I kind of want to like do the Kamen Rider stuff in like chunk series. The plan is I finish all of Heisei Phase 2, and then I compile them along with a re-edited build video to one video, and then I do that same thing with Heisei Phase 1, maybe Showa if we get to Showa, and then just do Reiwa season.
It'd be very interesting to get your thoughts on Showa, given that so much of those shows is very samey.
I think like doing them all at one idea.
I mean, I haven't seen all of Showa, but from what I've grasped from the bits and pieces I've seen and opinions I've heard from other people, it's like they spend every show from 1971 up till Stronger just like tweaking and playing with the format until they perfected it with Stronger, and then Black is almost its own beast.
I kind of want to do Black and RX before Black Sun comes out,
Mhm.
but again, well, who knows what I'll have done by.
Doesn't that also like ignore stuff like Skyrider and
So I'll do
I think Skyrider is technically counted amongst the 7.
No,
Yeah, it is.
Last of the Sevens is Stronger. Skyrider is right after Stronger.
Is he? I thought he was before.
I don't know. Skyrider's weird because wasn't it called Kamen Rider and then rebranded Skyrider?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was meant to be kind of like an imagined reboot of the franchise.
That's what. But yeah, honestly, like I still do think each Showa series will still have like individual elements I can analyze. It's just that at its core, they're more consistent with each other than Heisei. Like you could tell they're like if they were all in the same show, tell that.
Okay, so it's 1971, V3, X, Amazon, Stronger, Skyrider, Super 1, and then there's like a 4-year break before Black.
Also Zekross.
Yeah. Zekross was gonna have a show, but then like it got scrapped, and then they made their original concept for the pilot into that movie.
By the way, Dragon Road, one of the best comics.
Oh, it's so good. And I actually really dig the remix they did for Heisei versus Showa.
Yeah, it's not better, but it's still pretty deep.
Mm-hmm.
Heisei versus Showa still bugs me because it's like the ending we got was so bullshit, and all you had to do was change a little bit of the dialogue, and it would be 10 times better.
Yeah,
honestly,
and apparently the slightly different ending they had for if the voting for which side wins. If the voting had gone the other way, the other ending was actually better.
Dang.
Because the ending, for people who aren't aware, who are listening to this and who don't know Tokusatsu in general, was the Showa writers and the Heisei writers were fighting, and then Gaiam protected a flower, and Ichigo went, "Oh shit, mate, he protected a fucking flower. I guess we fucking lost our way. Y'all are real Kamen Riders, I guess, anyhow." And it's just like, no, you had the perfect reason right there. You had the Ghost Boy the entire movie. Part of the movie, all you had to do was show up and go like, "Guys, don't fucking fight anymore."
It especially sucks because that whole last scene is just them sidestepping the plot to resolve, we have to have a fight.
Yeah, but have the Ghost Kid show up. "Guys, stop fighting. It's not cool." Ichigo throws an errand energy thing or whatever, like whatever move you want to use. Gaiam goes like, "Oh shit," blocks it, and Ichigo's like, "Oh shit, I've lost my way. I've been trying to make sure you guys were holding up to the standard that I myself have fallen from because you protected an innocent soul, even though he might not have been able to be hurt. Y'all are good heroes. So long."
It really, like, it's the little thing, like, in these.
Also, like, the arguments earlier in the movie that Ichigo has for why the Heisei riders suck is just hilarious too, because he's going like, oh, they have so much more violence and bodies in their past, and they come from a much more tortured place. And I'm like, motherfucker, Shin is on your team.
I thought like I could be wrong from what last time, but I think it was like, oh, that they get revived a lot, or there's like something about revival.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I actually really like Heisei vs. Showa. I think it's a very fun movie, but there's just some undeniably stupid shit in it.
Like,
that being said, the Phison X subplot is mwah.
I might give it a rewatch. I do plan to do like a after I do all the shows.
Yeah, big summer movie extravaganza.
Yeah, like I'll do like a video for summer movies, video for crossovers, video for. I do want to do V cinemas, and I'm like weird. What do I do? Do I do V cinemas like for series, or do I? Because V cinemas are so inconsistent. There's not a pattern like summer or movies.
It's kind of weird. You could like maybe group all the extra content together by series. Like here's Decades extra content. Here's Wizards extra content.
Yeah, that's an idea I had because like I mostly think about O's right now because they announced O's the next. But like I'm like, okay, do I do like each series like okay, like analyze or just here's the extra content for this series, or do I want to do like by how extra I'll probably just do by series.
Yeah. I mean, like, my current plan, because, actually, I've been meaning to say thank you, Buster, because you gave me the push to do another tokusatsu video where I had, like, a couple different things in mind. And I've just kind of decided, like, okay, given that, tokusatsu seems to be the thing the algorithm wants me to do, I'm just gonna start doing a thing where I have the Power Ranger episode reviews I've started. It's going to be like 1 month I'll do one of those. The next month I'll do something else tokusatsu that I can get a video out of. And like I'm kind of going to go just project by project in order of how highly I ranked them on my drama list. So, like, the next thing is going to be all three of the 90s movies, Shin, Zeto, and J. But after that, I'm just gonna go in the order of the ranking and be like, okay, do I have something to say about this? Yeah, let's do a video specifically on this. Or, no, let's move on to the next thing. Like, I could probably wring a video out of Drive-type TV-kun.
Like nobody really analyzes like the television.
Mm-hmm. And that's like the best one if you haven't seen it. It's hilarious.
I'm trying to find your journal.
I can just shoot it to you in the chat.
Yeah, just do that.
Here it is. Do you have a My Drama List account yet?
No, maybe I'll get.
Yeah, you should do that. It's fun and it encourages you to keep up with shit.
Yeah, I guess, but I always drop those kind.
Fair enough. There was a while there where I was like obsessed with list sites. Like I have an account on Goodreads, Letterboxd, My Anime List, and My Drama List.
Wait, you watched Kamen Rider Saber on? Oh no, you just
yeah.
Let me look at a list. The vacuum. That just sounds very menacing. Oh, you've watched Battle Fever J?
Yeah, I watched all of Battle Fever J a couple of years ago because I was just like, I want to watch something old.
I'm gonna like.
Or no. Back then, that was when I was like, I want to watch. I have a giant list of things to watch, and I put it in release order. So there was like a year where I watched, and I had a rule of like, if I want to dip out of something, I can. But like, I started watching Go Ranger, didn't click. Started watching. I watched all of Ultra Q, and then Ultraman. Jacker didn't click. I watched all of Kamen Rider 1971 up until the subs had dried out at that point, because that was before the whole show was subbed. And then I watched, that was when I watched Battle Fever, yeah.
So things, drama lists are watching the fun.
I should probably put that as dropped, because I don't think I'm ever going to watch the final episode.
Also, they started a season 2.
Yeah.
We're not watching that, just...
no, fuck that.
I saw a trailer, the opening, and I'm like, this looks even worse.
Oh, this doesn't have episode 6 listed, so I guess I can just mark it completed. Alright.
Are you talking about the porn Sentai?
Yeah, that's what Waku Saber is.
And you didn't finish it, Zach? I'd imagine you'd finish it.
I wasn't gonna pay money for the 6th episode, which is the actual porn section. Because that was the release strategy. They released 5 mini episodes on YouTube with English subtitles, and each episode ended with, buy the DVD for the 6th episode coming out at X date. That will be the porn. But yeah, they did that.
You should do a High School Heroes video.
Yeah, I do want to do one when I can get to it.
Because it's like a relatively short series and you already watched it. Maybe like at least put down.
I do that come January.
Like, put down some bullet points. Do it.
Yeah.
Because usually
I don't know. I'm undecided. I kind of want to keep to this strategy for just a good long while until I run out of things. But like, there's also the part of me that goes, "Oh, end of December is my 10th anniversary of being on YouTube. Maybe I should do a self-indulgent anniversary video in January."
What can you do?
Probably just cut a pipe bomb like promo. Air some grievances.
This is like all the ups and downs of the vacuum stuff.
10 things
all the ups and downs. Mostly
here's an idea for a title. 10 things I've learned in 10 years of trying and failing at YouTube.
Yeah, or 10 years of, if you want to be blunt and make it we're getting traction. Modular's doing.
Yeah, I feel like all I've got to do is get back in that groove of monthly releasing things, and like I said, stick to tokusatsu for a good while, and I'll be able to ride the algorithm pretty well. And Modular is as Modular does. We don't usually do crazy views, but we stay consistent in numbers, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Twit is always like our we don't make money, but our guaranteed money maker.
Yeah, it's our steady Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, all our other projects are working good.
Yeah, there's nothing that's like underperforming right now. I feel like. Unless we want to just call out MMWP, but like even we admit regularly on that podcast that like this isn't here to get views. This is here so we don't talk about wrestling on the other shows and annoy people.
It's still good, probably think.
Yeah. There's a big pay-per-view coming up next week. Maybe you could hang out with us and watch that after Components, Buster.
Maybe. I don't know. I might like college is ripping up, and honestly, I have no idea what I'm trying to figure.
Yeah, when is your winter break?
I don't know, and like I also have finals. I have to get like the next classes. Everything's coming down on me right now.
Yeah, my college that I work at, they had like a winter break part 1 at the beginning of last month, where it was like half of the week was off, and then the back half of Thanksgiving week, people are getting off. And then I think the whole of Christmas week, people get off. Unless you work there, then you get day before, day of, and day after Christmas off. You still have to come in Monday and Tuesday, I believe that week is.
Oh, also, just saying, like, I'm looking at your drama list. Why not do Sentai Strongest Battle?
Does it say I've watched that?
No, you haven't. You plan to watch it.
Oh.
It's only 4 episodes.
I probably... Doesn't it, like, lead into Lupin versus Pataranger?
No, it leads to Rhea Soldier, but, like, only...
Okay.
And it's, like, it's not really that much, it's just, like, here's the character. It's, like, a general crisis.
Yeah. I think I just didn't watch it at the time, because that was during a period where I was trying not to watch current stuff purposefully, of, like, I don't know if I was in this weird mode in my head for a couple of years of like, I don't know if I should be watching current stuff. Judging things week to week might not be the best. I want to be able to judge things as a whole. So like, prioritize binging stuff. And then I just never got around to binging things when they finished.
Yeah, I feel like I was kind of in a similar rut, but like, I'll start a show and then like, what's happening? People are just tweeting Jinketsu.
What?
Like, I don't know. It's like
Poku Twitter, you strange beastie.
I know good people excuse everyone else. Also, I don't know. I feel like there's maybe you could I don't know. Maybe you could like start like knocking out some, because I see like you still have location. Maybe you could start knocking out like a couple of.
Yeah, I would like to do that. It's just finding the time, and for a very long time I was this year I've been like so focused on like trying to find the right groove for things and like how much should I be focusing on my to-do list and how much should I be focusing on just doing shit for fun and what is for fun and what is work anymore. And I feel like I'm finally starting to get a good handle on that, especially with this week I posted on Instagram that I'm basically gonna be probably cutting my toy collection by like 40 to 60%, I think, will be the end result. And I'm going to be collecting a lot more cautiously because I can't. YouTube doesn't want me doing toy videos, so I'm going to try and make toys more of like a specific hobby thing, only get the stuff I really think I'll like instead of just, oh, I'm going to get this character because it goes with this character and I can take one or two cool photos of them together.
Also, like, I honestly, Thunderbolt Fantasy is on my drama list. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Well, my drama list is just for like live action Asian shows in general.
Yeah, but like I just didn't expect Thunderbolt Fantasy to be counted because that switches like, oh, is it a live action thing? Is it anime? Is it toku? Like, I've heard multiple reports on what Thunderbolt Fantasy, but what it is all Kino.
It's puppets.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Kino.
It's puppets.
I do want to watch that at some point.
You should. It's very good. I know it's like Gender Butcher, but it's still very beautifully one of his best.
I mean, Gen has written good stuff, like every episode of Gaim up until the 40s, but I didn't have a way to end that joke.
Like, yeah. Okay. Oh, there's the writer times. Keep forgetting. I wish they did more of those.
Yeah. I want to watch, I do want to watch Ryuki, but then that would require first watching Ryuki itself.
Well, I mean, it's easier to access than ever.
Yeah, that's the thing. So much of this stuff is like, now that it's actually easy, it's at a point in my life where I have like less of a fire to watch it. Like I've started pretty much every Heisei show. I've seen like the first 1 or 2 episodes of back when it was like gooddrama.net to watch that shit with the TV Nihon subs.
Yeah. I think I've done that before. I watched I've watched a couple I made halfway through Kuga before.
Mm-hmm. I made it. I think the furthest one I made it into was like I got 10 episodes into O's, and then I didn't come back and finish O's until like 3 or 4 years later.
Oh no!
O's is so good. I'm so excited about. Oh, Boingo! Have you heard O's 10th anniversary movie?
Oh, I have heard. my ska heart is a skankin'.
Yeah, I hope we get a new ska song. I'm pretty sure we will, but like,
just to have Tokyo Ska Orchestra fucking score the entire movie.
At the very least, you know we're getting a new version of Anything Goes.
If we get the Tokyo Ska Orchestra, like the guys who also did the Great Saber soundtrack to like help like do the score for this movie, I would like, because I really like there's. I know you're not big as.
I don't even know what Saber's music sounds like, really. I've seen like 2 episodes of Saber, and that was only because I had to. Not saying that like I have a low opinion of Saber, I wouldn't watch it. I just haven't gotten around to it. Because by the time we were doing Twit, it was already too far into it for me to catch up.
Yeah, honestly, Saber seems like you're either gonna like. I don't think you're gonna hate it as much as Ghost, but like you aren't gonna like be head over.
Mm-hmm. Might be like trying to think of a comparative show.
Like, what's a Power Rangers and you find like, there's some good, there's some...
Mystic Force.
Yeah, it would be the Mystic League. I think
oh my gosh, I was on a stream earlier, and we were talking about Lightning Collection and how like one of the other guys was excited they were starting Wild Force, and I was like, hell yeah, Wild Force is a very underrated season in my opinion. And immediately somebody in the chat was like, boo Wild Force, I love Mystic Force. And I was just like, okay.
Yeah, like, I know, like, Wild Force has, like, some weird elements to it, specifically of, like, Kite, but, like, I know it's mostly...
Yeah. It's got, like, some of the strongest characters and such a unique feel for a Power Rangers show. Like, it has this thing, because it was made by the Saban crew, but released by Disney, and it's clear that, like, they were trying to bring in a new crop of people before they knew the change in ownership was happening. It has a different feel than any other season. Like, it has this unique, very Sentai, but still uniquely American feel to it.
I think it's, like, probably the closest we've gotten to like, young adults. And I mean, I'm pretty sure we've had those before. Lightspeed also, but like, because I know Wild Force we got more to see if they're just daily life and jobs. So Lightspeed was more like you're part of the military now, work for the military. But occasionally there'll be some like weird teenage like beach episode.
Well, let's see. Cole was a freaking jungle boy, so he really just lived on the Animarium, and Taylor had left the military to be a ranger. But then you've got
like the
I feel bad. I can't remember her real name, but the Pink Ranger, she was freaking in college.
Yeah, Alyssa.
Oh yeah, she had the best focus episode of that
Max
season
and Danny
too.
were just like guys living.
Guys living, guys doing. Guys sitting 5 feet apart in the hot tub because they're not gay.
Yeah. Guys going on a post-series adventure across the world together because they're not gay.
That's literally just Max and... I need to rewatch Wild Force. It's on YouTube. Actually, I will rewatch Wild Force and realize, oh yeah, I'm doing that thing.
Yeah.
I'll get to it soon.
And that's one of the Sentais that I've also started and not finished. I've watched the first 3 episodes of Gao Ranger, and that was so good. Like, it's very similar to Wild Force, but it's also just fun in its own right. And, like, I want to get back to it at some point.
Yeah, I need to get back to very nice, like, every character having bombasticality. I really like the
think I've seen the first episode of Jetman, but I can't remember. I definitely do want to watch the whole thing, though, because, like, that's where... both Tokishi, in a way, I think is how you pronounce his name.
Inue's first major writing. This is where his guys major started.
And that was Keita Amamiya's first major directing credit.
Ooh, okay.
He had done other things up until then, but like he directed I think the majority of Jetman episodes actually. And I literally found that out today too, because I was researching him since he directed both Zeto and J.
Kenta Amamiya is like one of the best.
Yeah, proper journeyman of tokusatsu.
Yeah,
up there with Sakamoto.
Trying to find production. Yeah, okay. Kenta Amamiya directed the first 2 episodes. Yeah, he also did he did a lot. Like, I'm looking at media where it says, he directed he was like the head director.
Yeah, and then like he also got the head director gig on Black, which I think is what made him the go-to guy after Shin failed.
Yeah, Shin was weird.
Shin is weird, but it has some really good ideas and like low-key some of the best effects ever.
Yeah, I know, like, shit, like, the effects work is great, but I'm one of those weirdos who likes the story. I mean, I think everyone does, but, like, I'm just like, oh, man, the story's doing nothing.
I like the concept. I like its reimagining of the tortured lone warrior against, but, like, they stretch it out way too much, and there's a lot of weird, convoluted shit, and fucking... some of the performances in that movie just make no sense. Plus the score. I really noticed this time around, Shin's score is good on its own, but it's awful in the context of the movie.
The ending theme, but like, I feel like the ending and the content, the baby.
Yeah, all 3 of the movies have great ending themes.
Especially Zeto's ending. I'm sorry to be other Zeto's show, but like...
Oh no, Zeto is definitively the best of the trilogy, I think.
Spoilers. Actually, the only one of the trilogy I haven't finished. I started Jay.
It's one of those you have to keep it in your pocket until a rainy day when you really want to watch something that's short but good.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it. Guys, can we wrap it up?
Yeah, we're about at 11 o'clock, and that's time. So I guess we can start wrapping it up unless Boingo has anything else he wants to talk about. All right. Well, then, why don't you tell the good people who you are and where they can find your stuff?
Well, hey, howdy. I'm Chris Boingo Gaston. I make a variety of things on the internet, including but not limited to YouTube video essays and editorials. You can find those on YouTube at Boingo Writer. You can find me on Twitter at Boingo_Writer, at Instagram on Boingo_Writer, on TikTok at Boingo_Writer. And you can come and check out my Twitch streams every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday as of right now on twitch.tv/Boingo Writer. We play a variety of games and whatnot, but the big main thing we've been doing has been Digimon story Cyber Sleuth.
All right. Well, Buster, where can people find you?
Alright, gotta make this quick and then leave. Hi, I'm Buster Corp. I do video essays on the internet. You can find my at Buster Corp. We need subs of 1,000 by the year, which I did goal, but I had the beginning of the year, so shut up. Yeah, we'll get to that. And also you can find me on Twitter for reasons on Buster Bluey. Now bye. Game.
All right, I am the Vacuuminator. I make videos on, I guess, tokusatsu of all kinds over on youtube.com/the Vacuuminator, which is spelled TheVacuuminator. You can also find me on Twitter at the Vacuuminator, where I'll tweet about anything and everything that comes into my head in 280 characters, I think it is now, or less. And, you can also help us out a whole bunch by hitting that like button, subscribing, and ringing the bell in order to enable notifications and get every episode of Modular Components, as well as the rest of the podcasts we do here at Modular Media as they come out. And if you want to stay connected with us and find out about what we're doing and when we're doing it as soon as possible, follow us on Twitter at the Modular Media and join our subreddit r/Modular Media. But that is going to do it for this episode of Components. Thank you, everyone, for joining us once again for probably the most normal episode in a while.
I went on fucking, let me tell you about this fucking religion that has fucking digital monsters, mate, and fucking gods and angels and shit.
But, like, compared to counting down songs and commentating on a Channel Awesome movie, that's normal for us.
True.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Take care.